Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Our first very special guest here with us today is Brooke. Brooke has been with us. She is our second longest resident, so she's been with us a total of 116 days as of today. And part of the reason why she was here so long, she came into us in pretty bad shape. You may notice here that Brooke only has one eye. She came in with both of them, and one of them was so severely damaged that it had to be removed. So we had to have that removed so she could live comfortably and lead a happy life. And she also had kittens while she was here. So in addition to being injured, and she had a few other injuries on her when she came in, she had kittens that she was taking care of. So she was really trying to focus on making sure her kittens were fed and healthy and cared for. And unfortunately, her health was not in the best of shape to begin with. So Brooke is a very sweet kitty. You can see here she just has some beautiful coloring. I can turn her on the side here, and you can just see this beautiful orange mixed in with the brown and the gold and the black, and just such a beautiful cat. Again, we think that she's about 2 years old. That would be our estimate. And in addition to the injury and losing her eye, she is also FIV positive. So that is typically referred to as kitty AIDS. That is a condition that is going to require that she have a very special home. And just want to point out that everything that's happened to Brooke, her injuries from her eye injury to being FIV positive, the chance is those are all things that happened to her when she was outdoors. The FIV transmission is from another cat. Typically that's from fighting, where there's actually blood contact. And the eye could have been as simple as a cat scratching her eye, and it just never healed properly because she didn't get the appropriate vet care that she really needed and deserved. So now she's safe and warm here with us here at the Ames Animal Shelter, but she does need a special home. So she's really going to need to be the only cat in the home unless you happen to have another cat that is also FIV positive. But there's lots of information about FIV. It is not a death sentence. These cats can live, got a little scratch there in the ear. These cats can live many years, live just as long a life as a cat that doesn't have FIV. It's really just going to matter the home that they get and making sure that they get all the vet care and love that they need and deserve. So again, Brooke here is available for adoption. Again, we're looking for a very special home for Brooke, one that's going to keep her indoors and keep her safe. She's already been through enough in her very short lifespan. So we want to make sure that Brooke gets the absolute best home possible. Again, she is our second longest resident now. She has been spayed, so no more kittens for her. I'm sure she's happy about that. She just hasn't told us that yet, but just a beautiful cat, great personality, just has some very special situations and considerations that need to be given if you're considering to adopt Brooke. So do some research. There's lots of information out there about FIV and how to manage that. She currently isn't on any medication for anything. She's just a happy kitty and wants to find her own forever home, one that's going to keep her indoors and safe. So if you're interested in Brooke, come on down to the shelter. We'd love to introduce you to her. And our next guest today is Simeon. Simeon is a neutered male. He came into us neutered. He is very curious. Hope he looks at the camera a lot because he's got the most beautiful blue eyes. Kind of reminds us of Oppenheimer, who just recently got adopted and found a great forever home. So, but beautiful blue eyes here on Simeon. He's a little nervous. He's fairly new here to the shelter. Came in as a stray. And we didn't have anybody come forward for him, so that's very strange. He is a purebred Himalayan chocolate point. The chocolate point is the color of the ears there and also on the tail. Beautiful long-haired cat that needs lots and lots of brushing. These long-haired cats just need a lot of attention. Otherwise, it's very easy for their fur to get matted up, and we don't want that to happen. That can be very painful for them. So again, he came into us as a stray. He was already neutered, no identification, no microchip, no collar. It doesn't look like he had been wearing a collar. And that's one thing to remember with cats. A lot of cats don't wear collars in the home, but a way to permanently identify them is to get a microchip implanted in them. So we always try to encourage people to do that to help keep them safe and enable us to get them back to you if they were to become lost. So he's really nervous here at the shelter in this environment. We got the cameras and lights and everything, so there's a lot going on that he's trying to adjust to. You could tell he's just kind of looking everywhere, but just a beautiful Himalayan here, beautiful cat. And again, the most important thing with these cats is that they are brushed often and almost daily. And that's a great time for bonding, sitting on the couch, watching your favorite TV show in front of the fire. Now that winter has hit us and we have our first big snow on the ground, he'll be a kitty that can help keep you warm with his beautiful long fur. We haven't noticed any poor behavior, negative behavior with him at all. He seems to be very friendly. Again, just kind of nervous in this environment, so I'm not going to keep him up here any longer, but beautiful long-haired Himalayan, chocolate point ears, just a beautiful cat. And unfortunately, he wasn't claimed by his owner. And he was declawed on all fours, so he does not have any claws at all. So having this cat outdoors is just a really scary thing. And think about Brooke, the cat that I just had on. You know, she was infected with FIV because she was outdoors. This cat has no protection. May not be able to get up into a tree, probably can't, because he does not have any claws. So just a real sad thing that he was declawed on all 4 feet. We, of course, do not encourage declawing at all. As a matter of fact, we're completely on the opposite side. We discourage declawing for many, many reasons. Number one, this is a good example right here. A beautiful, gorgeous cat that was outdoors that could have easily been attacked by another animal, wild animal, another cat, and could be in a situation like Brooke was. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen to Simeon. So Simeon is looking for an absolutely indoor-only home, as all of our animals are that are adopted here from the Ames Animal Shelter. But it's even more important for Simeon that he is not exposed to the outdoors because he does not have any defenses to protect himself. So if you're interested in Simeon, come on down to the shelter. We'd love to introduce you to him, and maybe he'll be adjusted a little bit more by then. And our final guest today is Sam. Sam was an owner-surrendered cat that came into us because the owner could no longer provide the necessary care for him. One of the things that we always talk about on this show is the importance of making a lifetime commitment to these furry guys. He's a great example of a cat that wanted to thrive in the home environment and wants to go play on the floor. But the owner just did not have the means to take care of him. And, we understand there's challenges in life and things happen, life circumstances change and things like that. But these are all things that we try to get people to think in advance. No one can ever predict exactly what's going to happen in someone's life and their work and their family and such. But we do want people to understand the commitment for these guys, that they are a lifetime commitment. It's not a pet that you just get rid of when you decide that you can no longer provide for them and what they need. You can tell Sam here is very active. Great kitty that is just got a whole lot of energy here. And he's covering my mic a bit, so we'll see if you can hear what I'm saying here. But Sam is very active. He's about 2 years old. Again, he was surrendered to us, so he is available for adoption right away. He has been neutered, so he is ready to go. He is a pretty big kitty. He's actually a short-haired cat, but he's pretty solid. Picking him up and just holding him here while he's running and playing, he is a pretty solid cat. So if you're interested in adopting Sam and providing that forever home that's going to make that commitment to him and keep him and provide the care for him that he needs and deserves, come on down to the shelter. We would love to introduce you to him and hopefully find a new home for this squirrely guy. Again, this is Sam. He's here at the Ames Animal Shelter. Well, that's our show for today. That was just 3 of the cats that we have available for adoption. We have about 20 cats right now that need their forever homes, and of course we're really hoping that the majority of them, and if not all of them, are home for the holidays. We're well on our way to achieving that goal, so we'll kind of keep everybody updated. And we've just had some great adoptions lately. I've mentioned Oppenheimer and some other cats that have been adopted. Some of our longer term residents. Brooke is our second longest and our first longest, and we tried to bring him on, but he was a little camera shy today, is Marty. And Marty came into us, and he was caught in a trap and pretty much feral, hadn't had any human socialization or anything. So I wanted to bring him on today, but he was a little camera shy and nervous, so he told me that he was not going on TV, and I listened to him. So great cat. He is our longest resident. He's been here for 150 days as of today. So really like to get Marty a special home. He really needs a home where there's no children, because he does still have some kind of wild instincts and behaviors. And like I said, he told me today he was not going on TV, and I listened to what he had to say. So we got some great animals here. Unfortunately, we don't have any dogs for adoption, and that's unfortunately for people who are looking to adopt. But fortunately, we don't have any dogs that are going to spend the holidays here in the shelter. But that could change every day. So keep an eye on our website, which is amesanimalshelter.org. And our website is updated every 15 minutes with the animals that are here available for adoption. So if you always check on that, you can always see what we have here at the shelter. You can always call the shelter as call the shelter as well, and we'll be happy to tell you what we have here available for adoption. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays.